Thank you for joining the Business Over Breakfast podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Rosenthal, and we are going to be jumping into another great episode, learning how I am starting to grow this business. All right. I was trying to think of a good topic this morning to talk with you all about, and honestly was having a little bit of trouble. But then I was thinking about, well, what am I caring about in my business? You know, I was thinking about, do I do another episode on sales and marketing? But what I care about right now, and I'm thinking a lot about, is the finance in my business, tracking spend, growing revenue, my chart of accounts, the reporting, how to grow by acquisition, how to grow organically, a lot of thoughts around each of these ideas. And I wanted to talk specifically about accountability in finance for an entrepreneur. You know, as an entrepreneur, you have, your own autonomy around your financial life in your business. And there are steps that I believe are important to take in order for you to, grow your business with good stewardship, prudently, and well. And I was thinking today about growing your business into bankruptcy that happens when people do not consider how best to grow or how best to scale and don't know their cash flow cycle well enough to know how to deploy the capital that they have without putting themselves in a compromised cash position before a new business comes in. That's one thing that I'm studying, learning a lot about. I don't know yet, but I'm learning a lot about it. And the main thing that I want to talk about is the spend of an entrepreneur. I'm an optimist. Many are realistic. Very few, I think, are pessimistic. But as an optimist, I think in best case scenarios. So one of the things that I've put into place that I encourage you to as well is accountability in your finance, in your financial life. I have an individual who has full visibility and not autonomy, not full autonomy, but full visibility, and been given a lot of say around my spend. So now that my business over the past 7 months, I'm 7 months into this, I've established some infrastructure. I've established some clients, some good contracts in place. And at this point, I felt as though, coming into this quarter and the next year, I felt as though I needed to be a little bit more rigorous around a budget, and planned spending and planned growth, and contingency planning around spend based off of growth. So one thing I've seen also happen when you're planning to grow and you're excited about that growth and you map this all out, and then you commit yourself to spending as if that growth will happen, then you may end up being in a really tough spot, losing money, and that could be really bad and detrimental for you. So I would encourage you to make sure that you have rigor around your budgeting and planning. So accountability in your financial life and in budgeting, I do not give myself the autonomy to make unilateral decisions around budgeting. I have put someone in place that has visibility into my books, into my reporting, into my pay, and into my budgeting. And that person has to give a stamp of approval on my budget. Now, I stick to the budget in my personal life, and I am definitely sticking to the budget in in my professional life here. But the accountability, and he calls me out. There's one software product I'm excited about, optimistic about its potential, and I was pushed pretty hard as to why I'm spending money on that now. And I encourage that. I was excited by that, and I'd encourage you as an entrepreneur, or even if you have budget to your name, it's about how much you can do with how little budget you have. That's really the mindset that I'd encourage you to take when it comes to finance in your life as an entrepreneur. Thank you. I appreciate you joining again for this episode of the Business Over Breakfast podcast. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe and leave a nice review for us on whatever podcast directory, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, that you have chosen to consume this wonderful podcast. Make sure you tune in again, and we look forward to seeing you. Before I let you go, though, I also wanted to mention, if you are interested in leveraging a podcast for your business, please send me an email at stephen@aurra.media. That's if you are looking to build a podcast that can help grow your business and be a part of your marketing engine. Thanks.